Hi, Tanya. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. Have I been interviewed by you before?
No, but I'm a
I don't
big
know
fan of
why.
yours.
Oh, maybe I dreamed of you or something.
Oh,
You seem familiar. Yeah. Anyway,
thank
nice to
you.
meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Congratulations on Walden arriving on demand and on digital December 12th.
Thank
Tanya, let
you.
me start by asking you, what's it like now that the actor strike is over? Were there any concerns or did you worry at all that the strike would be ongoing, that you might not be able to promote this movie in time?
Yes, of course. It was a huge worry. It felt like it was never going to end. um, I That's why this is very lucky. I'm so glad that it worked out that we're able to talk about the movie because it's fun and it's surprising and I hope that people get a chance to see it, Especially with indie movies, a lot of times they just sort of fall through the cracks because there's big movies being released and people are busy. So yeah, we get to talk about Walden. I'm so happy.
I've watched Walden and very much enjoyed it. You play Detective Sally Hunt in this thriller
Mm.
about a court stenographer turned vigilante, played by Emile Hirsch. Tanya, what was the most challenging scene to shoot in this film? And is this the darkest role that you've ever taken on?
I don't think it's the darkest role because I didn't have to do a lot of the dark stuff.
Mm.
Fortunately, in this, this was kind of my part in this was almost more of like a buddy comedy between me and my detective partner, played by Shane West. So that was sort of like our portion as we kind of investigate all the murders being perpetrated by this crazy Walden. But yeah, this is dead. No, I've done some really dark shit in movies before. This was certainly not. At least for me, I just got to sit back and watch other people do crazy stuff. But I love the script. I was a big fan of all the actors and was like very happy to join the cast and I liked the idea in and of itself. I thought it was a cool idea for a thriller, so I was happy to be a part of it.
Did you have to shadow an actual cop or an actual detective to help you prepare to get into the mindset of Sally Hunt, or did you mostly rely on Mick Davis' script?
I mostly relied on the script. We didn't have a ton of time to shoot because this was very kind of last minute put together, or not last minute, but as all these movies are, they sort of come together very quickly. Thankfully, we didn't have a lot of like very intense cop stuff to do, that would have required like real study. But I watched a couple cop movies. I'm a big fan of True Detective, especially season one. So I've seen that like 100 times. I watch that all the time, and just kind of hanging around in the South in these small towns and talking to Shane and going through our material together. It sort of started to just shape our dynamic, and that was sufficient, I think, for the most part for the cop stuff.
That actually bleeds into my next question. You shared most of your screen time with Shane and Emil, and so what was it like working with those two on this project? How did the three of you, bounce ideas off of one another when rehearsing your scenes together?
Well, it was great with Shane. The funny thing is, like, when you play detectives, you have to kind of create a shorthand really fast with someone. You have to, as if we'd been working together for like, 10 years, but we'd like just met the day before. So we only had like a day to kind of get to know each other and go through the material and read the script. And thankfully, I think this is just good casting, or just a happy accident, but we got along well and it just felt really like seamless and easy. And we just felt like old friends right away. And so once that was the case, we could just kind of play around with that and incorporate sort of, the friendship element, like kind of into the characters' dynamics to make them just a little more real and a little less like, cops. And then Emile, you know, it was just really fun to watch Emile play on set because like his interpretation of the character was not exactly as it was written. So it was a kind of a little bit of a surprise for us to see sort of like the choices he made as Walden, which were almost borderline comedic, but in a strange and satisfying kind of creepy way. So that was
Mm.
great. That only helped us. I mean, that just makes it better. So yeah, I was very pleased with just being on set and seeing all that.
Oh man, and you guys did it so well, all three of you together. Now,
Thanks.
stories like Walden and another example would be Dexter Morgan from Dexter series.
Right.
Characters that take laws into their own hands, but they get the job done. They kind of make you wonder, maybe the world needs people like them. Maybe. I'm curious, what's your take on that, Tanya?
Yeah, I know it's true. I mean, justice is like not swift all the time, right? And a lot of bad people get away with bad things. I don't know if I would say that we should have a lot of Waldens walking around. I mean, he is kind of like a homicidal maniac a little bit, but he's like a nice guy and he's really sweet, and he's doing the right thing. These guys they're shitty people, and I get it. I guess in your wildest, most violent fantasies, you kind of wish that, this was the way the world works, but it doesn't. And that's just the way it is, unfortunately, I suppose. But that was the big challenge, I guess, with the Walden character, was to make him likable enough that you would kind of be rooting for him, even though he's, he's like exacting bloody retribution on like many people for a movie that's only an hour and a half long.
Just curious is all. Now, without spilling spoilers, Walden kind of has a rather ambiguous ending, doesn't, I mean, it leaves room for further possibilities, if you will. Why do you think Mick Davis chose to end the movie that way? And will we ever get to see Walden, Bill Kane, and Sally Hunt return?
I mean, it's funny, like by the end, the two detectives, so Shane and I, Bill and Sally, are on to Walden, know what he's done, and yet kind of let him walk away scot-free because he's killed the right guy. And he did what traditional justice would never be able to do. This guy would get lost in the system forever, and people would be, just supporting him with taxpayer money until he like died in prison one day. I mean, that's just the way that it works. So I guess Walden really did do them a huge favor. Whether he can continue to do that in total impunity, I just don't know, if that's possible. But I do think the Walden character is like seductive and charming and funny enough that like I could definitely see him being someone that people would like to see again. So I don't know, as a sequel, perhaps, is what kind of Mick was saying, or it could live as a TV show, maybe as a Dexter type character. I could see it continuing for sure.
I would watch that. Now,
yeah.
I can't let you go, Tania, without asking you this. I'm a big fan of Goliath, yes. I'm a big fan of Malcolm in the Middle, yes. I'm a big fan of Lost, yes. But man, oh man, oh man, it was Deep Blue Sea 3 that solidified my fandom of Tania Raymonde.
Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you.
That fight with that CG shark at the end was awesome. And of course, a lot of us were watching it because you were rocking that swimsuit. Your character survived, obviously. So is there a chance that you will be coming back for Deep Blue Sea 4? Are there talks of Deep Blue Sea 4? And are you yourself eager to come back?
That is legitimately a thing that they're talking about, yeah. But once again, it's like the strike plus COVID, it would like really kind of just put a kink in everything. But like, yeah, no, then there are ongoing talks too. We would love to do another one.
No script yet? Sure. Nothing?
Yes, well, I mean, I can't talk about it too much, but they're exploring ideas for sure, I know. And that was like an awesome experience. I had so much fun. Actually, that scene at the end, punching the shark in the trash compactor, that was like the easiest scene to shoot of the entire movie. Like that was actually was like a pleasure. Well, because the water was super, super cold. We were shooting in winter in South Africa. And that was the only time where they were able to pump like hot water into the little tank where we were shooting. So it was like taking a bath. It was like the most relaxed scene I've ever shot in my life. It was like it was easy. It was great. I love that. I love working on that. That was a beautiful, such a fun experience. I would love to do another one.
I don't know if you realize this, Tania, but this is the 10th anniversary of Texas Chainsaw 3D, which you starred in.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's been 10 years, 2013.
Oh my God.
So
this should be a national holiday.
Yes, exactly. So my final fun question, which one do you think is more scary to you, sharks or serial killers?
Sharks, 100%.
Why?
Oh, well, I thought you were talking about like Leatherface.
I found
Leatherface. So yeah, Leatherface, like he like trips over himself. He like has a mask on. He can barely see. I think he's like nonverbal. Like he doesn't scare me that much. Sharks, like after watching videos of what sharks do to people, look, listen, they're wild animals. We shouldn't go anywhere near them. Like they're not mean creatures. They are what they are. But like, yeah, that thing, a great white shark, yeah, you have no chance, literally no chance. So I would say sharks.
Awesome. Thank you for that. For my fans at home, everybody go check out Walden, arriving on demand and on digital December 12th. Tania, I'm a big fan of yours. Thank you for talking to me and congratulations.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.